All right. Once more with feeling. Okay, so last time around, we were playing as Spain and building some really stupid shit. We built the Pope-class battleship and the Fiora-class, I mean, they were destroyers, but they're kind of, well, look, Fiora, do not take the destroyer design as a suggestion of what I think of you. Don't take it as a vote of confidence or a vote of non-confidence. It's just your name came up at that time. I'm sorry. It's the boat we need, not the boat we want. All right, I'm gonna get an earful. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Nah, they're good people. They'll just get mad and they'll punch me in the arm and say, Tex, you fucking idiot. And I'll be like, yeah. So we have to fight Korea. We have to fight Korea. And Korea is absolutely batshit. But we are absolutely batshit. So, in this absolutely batshit world, I think that we can win. Now, the way we're going to win is by being slightly less weird than everyone else seems to be. So, oh yeah, thank you. No, I'm not, nope, not doing that, thank you. Not getting sucked into 8 more wars, Jesus, fuck. All right, so, by other countries being weird, I mean, look, German Maine, Chile is conquered Peru and is no longer Chile. Argentina's conquered it's Largentina now. And yeah, we've got a wacky world. So what I'm going to try to do is, one, I have to try to take their holdings up here. I mean, well, God, if we want to talk about weird world, Turkish West Greenland. Turkish West Greenland. There. I had to say it 3 times. I mean, yeah, there's Spanish Denmark, but we'll get to that. I'm sure the Danish will get over it. And there's also some other things that are weird. But, look, I'm going to do my best. So we're going to have to go beat up Korea a bit. And Korea is quite strong. They've taken over bits of Japan. I'm going to make sure that they don't have any more of Europe. That's my first and foremost. I'm just going to be like, no more Europe for you. Europe, done. You are out of Europe. Your Europe subscription expired. Click here to end. Done. Finished. They're going to be like, but why? And I'll be like, because fuck you. That's why. That's why. Fuck you. I am Spain. I imagine as I say that, I've got like a giant cape, you know? I am Spain. And then I like flash the cape as I turn around, you know? And then do one of those big arm movements. Just woof. And they stare at me because I'm on the world stage, which I have presumed is a real stage, and it isn't. It's a figurative stage. But because I'm Spain, I'm spectacular. I've come out there like dressed to the nines, you know. So I'm like, I'm on the world stage. But yeah, if I can cut them out of the Atlantic, I think I have a chance here. All right. Yep. There we go. Okay, so we pushed them out of the... Good for us. Good for us. All right, so let's join our fleets together there. And we have our other fleet going around here, our 64 torpedo boats. Yeah, I know. Not the greatest mission fleet we've ever built, but one step at a time. And then we are going to boy, I'm trying to see if they have any other territories I can pry away from them. Oh yeah, here's another one from our world, the Dutch Middle East, Dutch Arabia, Dutch Iraq, Dutch Transjordania, the Dutch Straits of Hejaz, Dutch Oman. I'm sorry, but I mean, there's Chinese Afghanistan. This is everything hurts. We have really fucked up history. Okay, torpedo boats, get on it. I'm not seeing anything else that I could pry away from them over here, because I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to see if I could get anything else, but it appears that is not the case. All right. So next turn, my objective is to build the battle fleet and then send the battle fleet over into their backyard, steal some more territory if I can, some more ports in the Pacific at least, so that I have more trade opportunity, more Pacific water ports for the eventual throwdown against the United States if that happens. So I can have a two-axis war versus them instead of just them coming across the Atlantic to punch my teeth in. And yeah, but I don't know. Turkish West Greenland is just still sticking in my brain. Because I imagine like you go into Greenland and you see like the drone footage shot of Greenland where there's just infinite fjords and the ice and the rocky shoreline, and then there's like a little coffee shop and a guy with a fez smoking a hookah. Oh, they surrendered to me. Wow. They really don't have much. They're just offering me money. Well, that's very gauche. All they had was money. That's not fun. It's not fun at all. I wanted a war, goddammit. Oh, well. I suppose that's what you get, you know, just sitting there wanting a war, and they don't give you one. They just, see how it is. See how it is. All right, well, what we're going to need to do is pare down the fleet and minimize some expenses in the meantime. Now, the Von Muffinbeard torpedo boat, can't upgrade them anymore. I think they've served their term. They have served their term beautifully. They have done very well, and I like them. But they are no longer a viable weapon of war. We have crossed into the new century. And so the old ideas must perish. Oh, invest in GDP, baby. Yeah. Chile and Korea, United States and Korea. Korea is fighting everyone. Good Lord. All right, Guam is threatening the Spanish Empire. But why? Why? Like, my guys on Saipan just send me a letter and they're like, hey, by the way, Guam is throwing up some gang signs. I don't need a lot of tonnage there, so I guess I'll send like half the fleet over. There you go. Okay. All right, so we've got a pretty good fleet. Now, we have some battleships, which are fantastic. And by fantastic, I mean they exist, right? So we're going to hit next turn and just get that, get the ones repaired we can. And I'm going to seize Guam as a free real estate, free real estate. So I need to have that for myself. By all means. And then we need to decide what to do, because we have a very negative monthly income, which I believe we could manipulate somewhat if we were to provoke a state of war. If we were to tell the Spanish court that perhaps Brazil were an enemy that required a navy to fight, that we happen to have, of course, and we happen to have at hand. It was ready and could be summoned instantly to pursue this enemy in a field of our choosing, etc., and all too ready to act on it, as though it were preordained, perhaps. And they'll probably just roll their eyes and say, sure, whatever. And that's fine. I suppose that is what you have to do when you're a royal person. Deal with people like me. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, no, the Netherlands. Not the crazy Dutch. We could spend some money. Or I could threaten to punch them. That sounds fun. Let's antagonize the Dutch a little bit. Wow, Argentina broke our alliance over that? Argentina was like, how dare you make fun of the Dutch? They're our friend. I'm like, did the Dutch just pay you off? And they're like, no. They look over at the Dutch, and the Dutch just nod. I'm like, you sons of bitches. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to provoke a state of war with Brazil because, they exist. And, yeah, we're going to seize Guam. That's what we're going to do. We're going to provoke a state of war, and then we seize the Guam. Now, we need to lower this a bit. I'd say about, what, there, right? We lower that down to like, what? Oh, it's that bad. I see. Monthly balance is going to be... All right, well, we cancel that construction there, and then look, it's not a problem. We are at 47,000-ish. But boy, we are hurting. We are hurting regardless. Monthly balance is not that good. We need a war. We need that war budget so we can trim our Navy down. I know we went a bit heavy on the Navy. But look, a little bit of a war will just poke Brazil. It won't be the end of the day. I just, here, look, I'll do that. I'll say no tech budget and no crew for now. We'll just send everyone on holiday, right? It'll be fine. I'll be like, and next turn. And then Brazil will go to war with us and they'll say, you guys are assholes. And I'll say, yep. Then we can declare a war, have some lunch, and then get the new budget. Let's see. Can I have my war and lunch budget, please? Please? Just a little war. Just a little war. Not a lot, just a little. Just a little war. Yeah. We go to war. Hell yes. No, I'm not. Oh, yeah. France? France is backing us up in this shit. France wants some lobster. That's what's what. Look at all that money. Man, we should have gone to war with Brazil sooner. I'm going to get so many fucking comments below. I don't know why, but whenever you mention Brazil, Brazilians know. They know. So you're just like, hey, and then they'll just mention it. And it's like, oh, fuck. All right. So here's my, okay, I tell you what, Brazil, calm down. Brazil, calm down. You need to calm your shit. Okay, Brazil, because I'll make a deal with you. While I have said, yes, we will declare war on Brazil in order to maintain the Spanish budget in this playthrough, which you as Brazilians are probably not enjoying very much, and see that as a personal insult versus your nation and its identity and power and prestige in the world, I will say instead that in the next playthrough of this, I will play as Brazil. How's that? Yeah, you can have that. You're probably not, you probably don't care, but you know, you can tell your friends, be like, hey, Tex said he would. I mean, I get along with Brazilians. They like barbecue. I like barbecue. Barbecue's pretty good. You know, music's fun. They like beer. I like beer. Good people. All right, let's move down there and kick the shit out of Brazil, though. I will be good to Brazil after I conquer Brazil. Okay, I promise. Okay, so we're going to get our new battleships and shit here soon. Hopefully it won't bankrupt us, though it probably will. I am not going to fight Chile, who now only controls Peru. God, this timeline is so fucked up. All right, so we're going to go down, and we're going to take Brazil. We're going to control all the coffee and the sugar barons, and it should work. We have Guam now? Yeah, we have Guam. Excellent. So now I can destroy all these torpedo boats. They've served their purpose. I no longer need to crew them. I'm going to just tell the crews when they get off in Saipan, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, by the way, you live there now. And they're like, what? This island? And I'm like, yeah, build a house. Use the boat to build a house. That's a way to colonize, I guess. Use the boat to build a house, wherever they go. Oh, by the way, sink your boat there and use it to build a house. Boy, that would be rough. So, I mean, looks like the Soviets and the French and the British are fighting over China and Taiwan and Okinawa. That's Soviet Okinawa over there. That's, oh God. Could you imagine? Like, all right, Soviet Okinawa, it's Kill Bill, right? And the lady goes into that little place, and instead of it being the instead of being the sushi place or whatever, or the, you know, the ramen place or whatever, where she speaks to the guy who's the sword maker. You know, it's like a borscht or a kvass stand, you know, and it's some old babushka who's the sword maker. And instead of it being, you know, perfectly folded 9,000 times or whatever, it's just like being pressed out of a factory press that's making a million of them. Ugh. Ugh. That's nuts. All right, so what we're gonna do? Where's our other torpedo boats? Time to retire the torpedo boats. Time to retire the torpedo boats and scrap. There, done and done. Done, done, done. Good. All right. Yes, and we are getting the new destroyers ready in Manila. They will be our Pacific protectors. All right, so cruisers are good for now. Knock on wood. We have two classes of. I mean, the Pope class I actually kind of like, even though it's goofy. The Calyx are definitely a bit old in the tooth, but why not? You know, because you've got the Meltons. They're a little newer. They're a little newer, and we do have those. But yeah, it'll work. It'll work. We have a fleet. It works on paper, and that's all that matters. Okay, we're going to build out that much. It's going to be, oh my god, that's too much. Even the tiniest bit, like if I did that, yeah, it would bankrupt us. We just can't. We are pathetically over overstretched as is. All right, so naval invasion. We're going to try to invade northern Brazil. I think we've got the tonnage to do it on paper. Here we go. Okay, our new destroyers are ready. Yes. Good. Good. All right, we're going to try to take over. Oh, shit, we're not building anymore and we have that much extra money? Oh, not really. All right, hold on. 82%. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Pope, 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 pope. Good. These will be ready soon. And the destroyers, we're just going to have those sit over there and mind their own business. Very calmly mind their own business. We're not going to be too aggressive at all. No, no, no. Yep, 85%. There we go. Politics. And we are just going to go over there and we're going to just slowly start carving bits of Brazil off for us. And we will rule Brazil as Spain, though we will not impose our language upon them, because I don't think Brazilians would ever obey the suggestion to speak Spanish. I think that they would destroy everything that Spain stood for before they did that. So we'll just acknowledge them as a state and be very, very nice to them. Let them self-rule and do what they like to do. Gain their strengths for our country, like they're very tough soldiers and they're very good soccer players. And actually, Brazil has a remarkable number of companies that are in the, aerostructures, especially Embraer and so on. Brazil's got a lot of interesting things going on there. But one of the things they do not have, and I'm going to say this, I know there will be people in the comments who are Brazilian and word will spread and people will bring more Brazilians there. And I'm going to say this, your guys' take on pizza is not good. You need to go back to the drawing board there. You put a lot of stuff on pizza that is not very good. And I understand what you're going for, but try again. Try again. It's not good. I know your heart's in the right place, and I know you want to make something that everyone can have and enjoy together, as a family. But don't do that. You can do better. Brazilian barbecue, some of the best in the world, if not the best. Some of the best, if not the best. Hands down. Amazing, amazing barbecue. Those motherfuckers know how to barbecue. Like, it is amazing. I've never had their beer. Denmark attacks us. Should we retaliate? Yes. Absolutely, we should retaliate. Where are we retaliating? Oh. Are you going to conquest Denmark? Yeah, they're trying to retaliate. East Denmark is trying to take the western bit of Denmark. They're trying to take their land back, apparently. They're very upset the fact that, we took Denmark from Denmark, as we're not Danish, and they are. My battle fleet will be done pretty soon. So that might be something I can do, is just go over there with my battle fleet and take the rest of Denmark from Denmark. I think that would be kind of fun, but I have nothing right now that can be tasked over there. Just, But yeah, I've never had Brazilian beer. Don't know what that's like. Their coffee is fantastic. Brazilian Santos coffee from the Santos region is amazing coffee. It's probably my favorite blend of coffee. And of course, they have many other products that are fine. Their music is pretty, well, I mean, it's great, A lot of fun things in Brazil. A lot of crazy things in Brazil. If you ever want to see like bonkers in Brazil, like for people who are in the gun world and are like, why is Tex trying to appease Brazilians? Taurus, as we say in the U.S. I was trying to pronounce it as the Brazilians do. Taurus, as we say in the U.S. That's them. The guys who were like, let's have shotgun revolver. That's yeah. So you're starting to understand a little bit, right? Yeah. Okay, Chile wants to go to war. I don't want to go to war with Chile. I have enough problems. Jesus. Go away. But yeah, Brazil is wacky and wonderful and wacky. It's out there. So what I'm going to do is okay. So I have 4 of the destroyers. They're sitting over there minding their own business. And let's see how Denmark's doing as in their attack. They're not doing well, actually. They're losing a lot of dudes. They've lost like 6,000 men trying to push across the islands and haven't done anything. Turns out that intercoastal, amphibious assault shit is pretty hard. And you need a navy to do it, Denmark. Where's your navy, Denmark? Denmark, where's your navy? And they're like, shut up. Now, the Danish Navy in real life is actually quite good. They came up with this interesting system called StanFlex, which is Standard Flexible Modules. Really interesting system. And StanFlex allows ships to turn around with vastly different weapon systems in the same module positions. So you could swap out your main gun or your main armament or, like your side mounts for like hospitals if you're going to go do some humanitarian aid missions or what have you. You can all do it in a matter of like hours or days instead of weeks and months. And Denmark did that so they could use fewer ships to do more things. And everyone was like, wow, that's really amazing. And Denmark said, would you guys all like to buy into this so we could all use each other's stuff as part of NATO? And the rest of NATO was like, no. No. And Denmark was like, oh. So they built Lego, but no one wanted to play Lego with them, which is really sad. Because Stanflex was really smart. And so the U.S. Navy tried to do their own version of it, the mission modules for the LCS program, which ended up being many times more expensive and less plug and play than Stanflex. So again, when it comes down to Lego, just trust them. Someone wants to play Lego, play Lego. They come up with a good idea, just trust them on that. Probably should have just let them do what they wanted to do. It was just mean, you know? All right, let's see how they're doing. Let's see. The Vikings come. No, they've lost a lot of people. Jesus, I feel bad. I feel real bad. Okay. Well, the Brazilian Navy hasn't shown up, so I'm presuming it doesn't exist. Or it's been destroyed, or it has been pulled away to another part of the globe to deal with another disaster versus another nation. But it looks like I'm about to take northern Brazil, which is nice, and go me. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Go me. Go Spain. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I think we need to take Denmark off the map here. We need to do that. I'm sorry, Denmark, but you guys got to go. You guys are just being really mean, not cool. We're gonna ask the Germans if we can use their canal. It's like, hey, can we come through? And they're like, oh, fine. Jeez, like, come on, just a little canal. Come on. And then I can send my new battleships down to South America, where they will run into all sorts of problems and probably get stuck and or burn or destroy the economy by moving. But that'll be fun and a different problem. So one step at a time. Where are we going? Japan? No. 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 Nope. People are like, hey, do you want to? No. Please go to. No. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so they're done. The Pope class is done. The battleships are done. Hot damn. We're now actually gonna do stuff. And then we're gonna take the other part of Denmark. So Denmark has to behave. The Faroe Islands are Spanish. Why? Wait, no. Did Korea get those as part of the treaty? Damn it. Wait. Did I get only one part of the Faroe Islands? Oh no, that's a Korean boat sitting right outside the Faroe Islands. So I have it. It's just their boat sitting there being like, I don't know where to go. All right. So what is the next step? I'm wondering. Because once we conquer Brazil, I suppose we should put the boots to Chile because they have conquered other things, and why not? And then probably Argentina for just existing. And yeah, I mean, China, I'm not sure. Oh, okay, Korea is willing to be friends. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Good, good. For us, not for them. We are still commissioning these guys. It's going to be a minute. But we are doing well. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 4 more of the Fiora class, and I'm going to put those in Manila because I don't know what's going on out there in the Pacific. But I have some fear that I may need some more rapid response out there, and I don't have any. And the Fiora class will probably be a good idea. In fact, I'll probably build another 4 after that, and another 4 after that, and another 4 after that, and have at least some sort of a destroyer swarm screen that, I could then later upgrade with some mine warfighting capability, or very long range torpedoes, or other fancy equipment to pummel the shit out of people, because I'm very terrified that the enemy might be carving up my Pacific, stuff without my say so. All right, it looks like, oh, all right. Well, you know what? Denmark. Damn it, Denmark. Why do you have to be so difficult? Why do you have to be so difficult, Denmark? The Soviet Union is invading. Wow. This is just. It's all over the place. So yeah, the Spanish Empire is fighting on land, and oh wow, look, Venezuela and Colombia are all okay. This is a wild, wacky world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make it have less flags over time. That's all I can promise. So yeah, I'll build 6 more of those, and I'll put them in Manila, and that'll be that, right? I'm going to pull my ships out of the north, though, if they don't need to be out and about, jaunting around and whatnot. Defeat. The United States failed to gain control of Venezuela. Wow, I guess all that Monroe Doctrine didn't pay off. Yeah, okay. Soviet Union and Sweden are going at it, and looks like the Soviet Union is probably gonna, do some stuff. And yeah, Denmark is losing like generations of men to accomplish nothing, which is just tragic. I'm going to try to take southern Brazil, I think, and Chile is trying to invade Bolivia. Argentina is just chilling out. I mean, they've got some boats, and their boats are out there doing boat stuff. They're not doing anything terrible. They're not being belligerent, terribly belligerent, I should say. Yeah, I mean, seems to be reasonable on all fronts so far, at least. I mean, so far the war against Brazil has gone very well, but this war in Denmark is perplexing. Like the Danes are just like and just charging across, and the islands, and not doing very well. It says a few thousand Spanish men have died to kill like tens of thousands of them. They're still coming because they're Vikings. That's what they do. They really love stabbing, and that's the way that works. Oh, Brazil created plans of a new design, the Independencia class torpedo boat. Well, I hope you can build a lot of them very quickly, because if you cannot, I'm going to conquer your country. I also hope you don't do that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. While they're all fighting for all that, that is just getting bonkers. It's actually causing unrest, which is hilarious. Yeah, it's just, I can't do anything about it. I have to just... All right. Let's move down here and take southern Brazil. Let's just do it. All right, and we're going to move the whole fleet is one big happy fleet. And yeah, the destroyers are just gonna sit out in the Pacific because that's what they do. They're just gonna sun, right? They're just gonna go sunning, having a good time, relaxing, living their best life, vibing, as the kids say. Oh, Japan wants to threaten us with war. How very fun. No, no, no. Go away. I just feel like an old man. Just be like, good day, sir. The older I get, the more I understand Bilbo. Just, I want no one to knock on my door. Go away. Just be gone. Be gone. Be gone. We're going to have to retire some of the old stuff. That is going to have to be done. That is going to have to be done. Looks like my land forces have managed to conquer southern Brazil. So all that's left to take is what the Brazilians took of... No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. Yeah. Looks like all we have to do is take Uruguay, and because Paraguay's inland, and I know better than to go fuck around in Paraguay because of Solano Lopez. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down there and take that, and then I will go bully Argentina, and then I can go bully the rest of South America, and it'll be good. It'll be fine. High fives all around. Looks like Portugal is selling ships to Denmark, eh? Interesting. Is Denmark arming up? Is Denmark going to is this going to be their flex? Is Denmark going to rise from the dark? Is this the Dark Knight Rises Denmark? My God. Find out next time. Howdy there, folks. Dex of the Black Pants Legion, and guess what? We are back again. It is 1907, and it's still an empire, and we're at war with Brazil down there. Well, the remains of it. What tiny little bits are left, which is Paraguay, and then Uruguay. And yeah, that's it. That is largely it. So we're going to take them off the map and be like, lol. And Spanish, Portuguese, Brazil. We are really doing all right. We are doing pretty above average. We are far in excess of the competence that I thought we were going to have. So I may, after the secession of, after the end of this conflict, I have some choices to make. But I also wanted to talk with, you guys a bit. It's kind of weird. I've been going through some shit, and you guys have probably noticed it, where I seem kind of looking at legacy, and I'm not trying to define my own legacy because thankfully I've accepted the notion of, being utterly just this weird, mediocre, strange little guy. I'm just a little guy who does this, delusions of adequacy. And I like what I do, and I feel blessed to be able to do it. But I'm also looking at legacy in terms of what are people going to say of this era, and trying to define myself against that backdrop, I guess. And looking at things, because I can't look back and say I would do things differently, because everything arrived at a point to allow me to do this of my own volition and enjoy it for this many years. And it has proven to be a very effective medicine for what is an otherwise difficult time. Being able to create and build and being able to share that and fumbling through games like a moron and being able to fund and build and celebrate wonderful indie games and grow with their communities and help them survive good times and bad. I mean, all that is humbling. I love that. But there's also just all of the crazy behind the scenes hardship that a lot of people don't see, where you go put in 50, 60, 70 hours a week in a day job that is just as, like Ross Scott would say, a hell job. And you do it for years and years and years with hour-long commutes to get in and out of a big city to do it, and it just wears you down. And you work jobs where it's not easy to get away, and they always need you, and so you find yourself just ground to bits. And every time you try to get away from that, every time you start looking out and imagining yourself under some big sky country or something more peaceful, every time you try to like claw your way out of it, you fail. Something happens, or the jobs fall through, or you end up getting sick or what have you. And so you keep trying to define out, well, what are you supposed to be doing with your life? Not to make any great or lasting presence, I suppose. This is, again, not a question of my legacy, but the supposition of, okay, with X amount of years likely left, and choices diminishing, and outcomes diminishing, which is the most efficient path for the rest of my life? That work-life balance, is this sustainable? Is that sustainable? Do I, change? I guess that's why they call it a midlife crisis or what have you. And don't worry, I haven't bought a Corvette. Haven't done anything goofy. Well, okay, I did buy a machine gun. That's over there on the right. But you will forgive me for that because I see that as an investment. I haven't put a lot of rounds on it. So I see that as an investment for the volatility of the times. Let's see. The game is hung up. I'm just basically doing a text podcast of one. Oh my God. Is the mod broken? Please don't be. Please don't die, mod. What has... Uh-oh. It crashed. Uh-oh. All right, let's see. Norway. It's Norway's fault. Well, I think I crashed it. See, this is what happens when you mod something that they didn't get a chance to finish. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we're trapped. Let's pray that this is not the case, right? But I want to see if we're trapped. Are we in a time bubble? Are we in a Spanish Groundhog Day? If this is Norway's fault, I'm just gonna have to bomb Norway. You guys are gonna get it. You'll be my new meta enemy in this campaign, this series of campaigns. Texas Litany against Norway. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Norway. See what's going on up here. Is it because, okay, it has no country, so there's some error going on, I suppose, with their navy? Because I'm not seeing... This is bizarre. But, I mean, it's also wild to think that I control Denmark and... Oh, man. History's gonna be fucked up. All right, so I do not know what to do with this campaign if we are stuck here. So I'm gonna save a second save. A second save I am saving. And I will see if I can change a parameter by putting some big-ass ships in the water. Okay, there we go. Holy crap, that really takes the budget. What else we got? I mean, that is the other battleship fleet. So they're gonna they're gonna just roll out. Okay. Let's see. Update ships. Because it gets to a point and then it just loses it. Is it? Yes. I changed a parameter. Splendid. We can play the game. I think that is a skill of a certain age of having played like really flawed games. Especially in an era where patching was not so easy or even common as a concept. So you learned how to do really stupid stuff just to keep a game going. You're like, oh yeah, after 3 hours, you have to take the CD out and leave the drive open for like 30 seconds and then put the CD back in and then hit escape 4 times and then wait. Yeah, I mean, all sorts of weird workarounds. Fantastic, you know. Oh God, is it gonna hang up? Is my victory short-lived? Did we kill the Spanish Empire? Not through ambition, but with a glitch? Is this what happens when you combine all of this success into one battle fleet? My lord, I had only begun. I feel cheated. Shit. Northern Norway province. We broke Spain. God damn it. Well, guess that's the end of this one. Join us next time, where for terrorizing Brazil, I say I'd play as them. Oh boy. We'll have to get Goat in on this one. Yes. All right, once more with feeling. the fences, boys. There's no reason to hold back now.